News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 7:06, Monday, November 14th, 36 degrees, getting up to 62 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pup app at WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. Having a little technical issues today. Sorry, we only have a amended news for you today. We don't have the whole thing because we had a little board problem this morning, and who knows. Anyway, but that just means we have more time for our guest. So our next guest is Doug Bollinger. He is from the Ocean County Vocational and Technical Schools. He is the producer and the director for the Performing Arts Academy, Skin of Our Teeth. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Jeremy. How's it going? Pleasure to be with you this morning.
Oh, listen, I am fantastic, and I'm excited to have you. So tell me about the show. What do we have coming up?
So the show is The Skin of Our Teeth by Thornton Wilder, and I think most people are familiar with Thornton Wilder because of the show Our Town, which consistently is in the top 10 of done shows in high schools all across the country. It's been in that list since the 40s when it was written. So most people are familiar with Our Town. Skin of Our Teeth is his more challenging show that is done primarily in colleges, and we kind of feel like at Performing Arts Academy that our kids are at that level. So when we were kind of picking around looking at shows, Thornton Wilder's always been a favorite of mine. So Skin of Our Teeth was a good fit, and it is a Pulitzer Prize-winning show written in the early 40s, but has themes in it that basically resonate today, and especially in the current climate and presidential election and with everything going on, it absolutely will resonate with fans. It's basically the story of a family, and they basically survive and get through a great disaster in each act. It's a three-act play. So the first act, they deal with the Ice Age. The second act, they deal with the Great Flood. And the third act, they deal with a Great World War. And they are representative of mankind, basically.
Wow. And all of this happens in the beautiful town of Excelsior, New Jersey, right?
Yes, it does. So it's also kind of neat, and especially neat for our kids, that the play is based in New Jersey, and there's New Jersey references in it, and the playwright basically leaves us a little bit of artistic freedom, and we can kind of add local elements. For instance, one of the things in the play is that they reference the theater that they're in. So you'll have a special interest in this, that the Grunin Center is actually named in the play, because part of the play is they talk about the theater that they're in, which is kind of cool.
That is cool. That is cool. So you're saying that I get my last name in the play?
You are. Now, I may have to talk to your lawyers and make sure that that's appropriate.
Yeah, no, we're okay with that. Listen, and judging by the vocational and technical schools' prior performances, I feel like it will be well done, and I'm okay with it. So I'm giving you you have it now recorded for perpetuity, assuming that we're able to upload everything today because everything else hasn't worked.
Excellent. So we do have we do have permission.
Yes,
the Ocean County hears that right now.
You got this. Now here's my question for you, because I think we see on Broadway, for example, we see a ton of revivals. Right. We see, I think we've seen Anything Goes recently, Sweet Charity. We've seen Chicago. You name it. These are like shows that have come back and made their reappearance on Broadway after years and years and years and years.
Sure.
And I think that happens a lot in the world of musicals. It doesn't happen as much in the world of dramas.
Right.
And I think my sense is that it's because in a drama there are a lot more references that become outdated, right?
Absolutely.
So how do you deal with that?
Well, this is a neat example of that, because Wilder was such a genius that there are things in it, even as we're reading, and I remember reading it over and over again. I've known I was going to do this show for about a year. And once I read it through with the kids, we're discovering stuff every time we read it. So, wow, they're like, what is this reference? What is this allusion? And many of them they did get. So, for example, there are references to the Bible. There are references to towns. There are references to about wars that may or may not have been going on in the early 40s. So some of the kids get some of the references, but some of the ones that are a little bit outdated, Wilder kind of leaves us a little bit of freedom to update some of those. So, for example, they talk about Bellevue Hospital, which kids are like, what is that? Any of us kind of growing up in the New York, New Jersey area have known that. So we were able to change that to the Jersey Shore Hospital. So I do agree with you that I think that with the musicals, the music is kind of timeless, so that's why that can keep coming back. With the drama, sometimes it's really tough. But with our kids, we have kind of a high level that we're dealing with here. So we're lucky enough where that they can, if they don't get the reference, they're going to investigate it and research it. And that was a big part of this play.
Gotcha.
And we made sure that everybody understood what was going on. It's been a blast.
Now, did you do The Man Who Came to Dinner?
No, in fact, this is my first show here, so I am the newest kid on the block here at PAA, and I'm especially excited and nervous about that. But yeah, I just joined the amazing staff here. I've just been here a year and a couple of months. So this is my
that's
first
great.
show.
All right, good. So then I can speak freely. So I went to see The Man Who Came to Dinner with my kids, as an example, which is about the same time, right? That's 1942. Right. And my kids, after, they're 11, 13, and 15, I have their ages down now. They after the show said to me, I didn't understand half of it. Right? Because the references were so they were like, what does this mean? What does that mean? Who is this person? Like, what are they talking about? And the good news to your point is that I don't that won't be an issue in this show, because I think it's much more kind of hip. So that's cool.
Yeah, and you know what's neat about it too, and I think that there certainly are some grander themes, and these guys are representative of mankind, and there are allusions, like I said, literally biblical allusions. But what's neat about it is there are also things going on that even if people don't 100% understand all the references or what's going on, we also have dinosaurs. So, everyone's going to be happy.
Right.
We have dinosaurs. We have Atlantic City. We have a bingo game going on. We have the remnants of a world war. We've got the invention of the wheel. We've got some things that I think that are in there for everybody.
Right. Okay, so talk to me about, so you're new with the PAA.
Yes.
So give me an overview of what the PAA is all about for those who may not know, as part of the vocational and technical school system.
It is, and I'm thrilled and so fortunate to be a part of the team here. I came here, started last fall, so this is in the beginning of my second year, and I didn't know a ton about it, even though I grew up in Monmouth County and I owned businesses in Ocean County and have lived in these two counties most of my life. I didn't know a ton about it, and was lucky enough to do some theater in Asbury Park with another one of the teachers here, Mr. Anthony Ciccatelli, who's been a director here and theater teacher here for a while. And lucky enough to work with him, and he had filled me in that there was an opening, and luckily I was able to put my Montclair State degree in theater education, which I got over 20 years ago, to use, and applied and got very lucky to get in here. So basically PAA is part of Ocean County Vocational Schools, and it is an academy, which means that the kids that do come here take everything. They take English, math, PE, etc. And basically a quarter of their day every day is spent performing. We have 3 full-time majors, which is vocal, dance, and theater, which is what I'm a part of. And also we've just added audio recording, which will eventually be a full-time major as well. So the kids have to audition to get in, which is kind of a neat process. We have professional judges that judge them. It's not even up to the teachers, which I prefer. And the kids have to have a certain grade point average in the middle school years. And it's kind of neat that these 8th graders kind of know what they want to do and can put together their grades and their auditions and get in. And once they're here, we have them basically we have 25% of the day performing, and it's an amazing atmosphere to be in.
That's awesome. So when we come back, Doug, I want to kind of get into how you ended up here and what your background is, because people are always interested in the people that make up the people teaching our young people how to be older people, so they can be people who contribute to the other people in society. So can we do that when we get back?
Absolutely. I have kind of a circuitous route here to PAA, and it involves Monmouth and Ocean County a lot.
Oh, so that's a good teaser. Thanks for helping me with that. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin and Doug Bollinger. Back after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 720. Talking to Doug Bollinger, Ocean County Vocational Technical Schools, PAA, Performing Arts Academy. So tell us about your circuitous route. How did you end up here?
Well, Jeremy, I graduated from Long Branch High, so I love the phrase, and I'll use it. I'm a local. And after Long Branch, I went to college at Ithaca, up at Ithaca College for a couple of years. And when I was in high school, I was kind of a jock, but I was also involved in theater, but never really took it seriously and never thought it was something that real people did for a living. But in between sophomore and junior year, I actually met a couple people that did do that for a living, and they convinced me to move closer to the city, and I ended up at Montclair State University and acted professionally for a few years while I was there, which was kind of cool, and stayed in school to basically appease mom and dad. Mom was a nurse and dad was a mailman, and they thought I was nuts for wanting to be an actor. So I made sure that I got a quote-unquote real degree as well, and I got my teacher certification at Montclair State. So I acted a little bit in the early 90s professionally for a while, and then I gave it up for financial stability and real life, and got involved in a business in Ocean County in Point Pleasant Beach. People that live in the Monmouth and Ocean County area may know the Italian ice chain, the Strollo's Lighthouse, yep, which is in Long Branch, Red Bank, and the West End section of Long Branch. And they were opening up one in Point Pleasant Beach. And the guys that are involved in that and the family that is involved in that, I'm dear friends with and have known since high school. So I got involved in the business and was in Point Pleasant Beach at the Lighthouse there right up until Superstorm Sandy. And that kind of pushed me to sell it. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'll get some use out of my 20-year-old degree, and started poking around at education opportunities. And that's how ultimately I landed here at PAA, and I'm thrilled. And I was lucky enough when I owned the summer business there to get involved in some other Point Pleasant businesses. A part owner in Barefoot Real Estate, and I'm an owner of Shore Riders Bike Rentals currently. So I'm still involved in Ocean County. But yeah, well, I'm definitely afraid of boredom, Jeremy. So I try to get involved.
I get that. I get that. I suffer from the same affliction, by the way. So I totally do get that. So you were acting in the early 90s. So, I mean, which one? Pulp Fiction, Goodfellas, what did I see? Shawshank? What did I see in? Which?
All the above, but probably what my mom was most proud of was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and she might have been working on ICU at Mama's Medical at the time. She made all of her patients look up at the TV, and it was briefly on All My Children.
Really?
Yes, very briefly. I did about a dozen shows, and I was basically a high school bully, and the kids that kind of hear that at school will certainly get a kick out of that. But that was my first real professional gig, and it was great because I made enough money to pay tuition for a couple of years, and it was a really kind of fun, neat opportunity. I got into the union at the time, and that was kind of the biggest professional gig that I had as an actor. And then once I got involved in business, I realized that I couldn't really act full time. I needed to put in the time. So I got involved in writing and directing, and did a couple of films that got a little bit of a decent distribution as a writer and director in the late 90s.
So you played a high school bully. Is it possible? Like, have people pulled up those clips? Are they able to, like? I'm sure. Are they available somewhere?
You know what? I think that they are. I certainly don't know how to do it, but I think that if my kids get on the case, the teenagers will be able.
I mean, it seems so perfect because there's been such a movement in recent years for the anti-bullying, right? Stop the bullying, stop the bullying, and here we have an actual teacher slash actor who played a high school bully, and I mean that would be perfect. That you could
Well, Adam, and you can appreciate this too. And my mom had a stack of these all separate VHS tapes of each show that was recorded. So at one time we did convert them to DVD. So I have promised the kids that if they keep me here at PAA, which I hope that they will because I love it here, that I will show them this DVD of the clips of me trying to beat kids up in the hallway.
That's nice. So what do you teach now? I mean, because what do you teach?
So I am each performance discipline here is two teachers, and basically we split them up. So
do you have to go to class?
Freshman. Sorry?
Do you have to go to class? Sorry.
No, that's other people have to go to class.
Okay, good.
I'm free for the morning. My kids are running around the hallways now.
Gotcha.
We have coverage. I have freshmen and juniors, and I teach them acting, and then I also have seniors, which is a theater history course, which we are slowly starting to incorporate film history, which is something that really wasn't an aspect of the curriculum. But Tony Ciccatelli and I have a great love and have a lot of experience with film, so we're incorporating film into the curriculum here, which I love and the kids love too, especially modern day kids. There are so many of them that are so into film, and film is so accessible. So we're really making that part of what we teach here.
So when we come back, we're up against the break. When we come back, can you tell us? Give us a preview of what the musical is this year for the PAA?
Absolutely.
And then we can talk. We're going to give you your magic wand to make an impact on the world. And then you could tell folks how they can get tickets and where they could learn more and how kids could apply to the PAA and all that good stuff. Is that good?
Absolutely. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right. Doug Bollinger, Ocean County Vocational Technical Schools, Performing Arts Academy, Skin of Our Teeth. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Back after this.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River. It's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, 7:35, Monday, November 14th, 36 degrees, getting up to 62 today. WOBM AM 1160, 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pop app and WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are joined on the phone by Doug Bollinger. He is the producer, director, Ocean County Vocational Technical Schools, Performing Arts Academy, doing Skin of Our Teeth as the drama this year for the Performing Arts Academy. What is going to be our musical?
So the musical, which will be directed by Mr. Ciccatelli, who I've mentioned a couple of times, is going to be Sister Act, which is based on the film of Whoopi Goldberg that a lot of us enjoyed in the 90s, and it is going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it, and I will be there to help, but I will have no responsibility other than to enjoy the show, but I'm really looking forward to it.
So is that how it works? You get the dramas, he gets the fun. I mean, he gets the musical?
So each year we'll flip-flop. So next year I'm petrified I get to do the musical. So I will start preparing. Our Skin of Our Teeth is over Saturday. I'll be preparing Saturday night for the musical next year.
Do you already know the musical, or have we not announced it yet?
No, we announce our shows on the last day of the school year, even though we know ahead of time, and we kind of do a presentation of the kids get excited this way that they can go off to their summer knowing what the shows will be the following year.
Got it. That's exciting. It's a big reveal. Thank you for reminding me. I have to rant about Whoopi Goldberg later, but that more has to do with The View than it has to do with her acting.
Right. We can all agree that Sister Act was great.
Yeah, and so was Eddie. I mean, who didn't love Eddie? Yes. Right? I mean, wasn't that a great movie? I mean, and then didn't she do something with Ted Danson too? I mean, she had a whole thing. I don't know.
Yes. Well, Ghost was probably the other really good.
Oh, that's right, Ghost. I've heard of that. That was with that Tu Wong Fu guy, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Well, actually, Roadhouse was on last night. I never miss Roadhouse when it's on. I love Patrick Swayze.
It's on the list, but when it's on, you just got to sit down and watch.
Absolutely. I always thought he'd be taller. So, Doug, it's that time where we give you your magic wand, your pixie dust, your fairy dust, your ability just to make an impact. What would you do if I gave it to you?
Well, I think that I would give everybody the power of truly listening, because I think that especially now, because I think this applies to everyone. It applies to whoever you voted for. It applies to whoever your protesting or not protesting or worried about or not. It really comes down to me to listening. I think there's no way we're going to find common ground with everyone and understand what people that disagree with us really think or feel unless we truly listen. That would how I would use my magic powers and give everyone the power of empathetic listening.
That's good. That's good. And, of course, stop bullying unless, there's a part in it for you.
Absolutely,
right.
unless you're getting union rate,
right.
Don't bully.
All right, Doug. Where can folks learn more about Saturday's show? Is it sold out?
It is not, so there's still tickets available, and the best place, and again, hopefully I don't have to pay royalties for this, but you're going to go to the grunincenter.org. And we have shows. So Thursday at 10 a.m. is a senior discount. So for you seniors, that'll be a good time to see the show, and it's not too late. 10 a.m. Thursday, and then we have shows on Friday and Saturday night at 7, and Saturday afternoon at 2 as well. And in addition to that, I can kind of transfer over to hopefully what would have been the next question you're going to ask me about information about applying to PAA.
Yeah.
So there are 2 information sessions, all show hold at the Grunin Center at OCC, and they are on Thursday at 6:30 and then Saturday morning at 9, and these are great. We have a performance troupe that puts on about a half-hour show representative of all the disciplines here, and it's an opportunity for middle schoolers and their parents to go and see what we're all about and ask questions and find out about how to apply and how to get into our amazing school.
Well, and let's be honest, the PAA is one of only 3 blue ribbon schools in Ocean County. Right, the other 2 being Mates, which is the marine aquatics in the southern part of the county, part of the vocational school system, and the third is actually an elementary school. So only 2 high school options for you if you're looking for a blue ribbon school, and that's because of the great education you get, along with the skills to perfect your craft, whether that's in front of the camera or behind the camera.
It's what surprised me the most, Jeremy, coming here is the level of academics that these kids are involved in. It's amazing.
Right. And of course, I also, I want people to, look, the PAA right now is located on the joint base, right, at Lakehurst.
Lakehurst.
But I can tell you there are some really exciting things on the horizon that'll be announced in the next couple of months. That will make the PAA really the spot that you want to be for so much more than just the next 4 years. So,
agreed. We're all very excited.
Stay tuned for that. Doug Bollinger, thank you so much for your time this morning, and I think you need to get to class, okay?
I appreciate that, Jeremy. Appreciate the opportunity. Hope we will talk again.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Back with more after this.